Hello, my lovely. You didn't get to where you are in your business by doing shit the way that everybody else does. And you know that what got you to where you are now is not going to get you to where you want to be. And if you are listening to this podcast, it's because you want to be the go to for what you do better than anyone else. Your brilliance is the niche. Being you, that bold, unfuckwithable presence that you've secretly been craving to set free, she is in there. And that means you will have to burn some old bridges down. And attracting your people will also repel those who are not for you. Fucking hooray. Becoming a force of nature business and brand means no more Miss People Pleaser, no more hiding your turbo brain, no more dimming down jack shit. And if you have ever been told to tone it down as a woman with ADHD, it's time to tone your shit all the way the fuck back up. That is how you create unstoppable momentum in your business and visibility that is something you've been avoiding, but that you truly want. This podcast is about stepping into your upgrade, watering down anything, never change the fucking world. You were not born to be forgettable. And as one of my all time favorite quotes says, well behaved women rarely make history, and nothing about you or me is well behaved, at least not anymore. Over 6 weeks, I am sharing the new Anti-Framework Business Scaling Playbook that I've created for feral as fuck women like you who are coaches or online service providers. If you are a product-based business or if you're a brick and mortar, let me tell you this right now. There's a lot of things in here that will apply to you. Not everything, but you can take a lot of what I'm teaching here and use the underlying through lines to apply them to your business. Okay. This is week 5. And if you haven't heard the previous episodes in this series, by the way, I've never done a series before. This is pretty fun. And I have to tell you, I've changed my shirt in between. I don't even know why the fuck I did that. I probably could have just kept the same sweater on. I don't even know why I'm telling you this. Yes, I do. I have ADHD, and this is just how we are. So, anyway, if you're watching this on YouTube, I have recorded all of these episodes in one day. I hope you like the outfits. Anyway, if you haven't heard the previous episodes, go back and listen to them in order. They do compound over the series. And if your brain is rebelling and saying, I don't want to go back, it's not like you're going to start in the middle of a TV series and not understand what's going on. But I do encourage you to go back and start with the first episode in the series, because this is all about things that are for you, that speak to your brain and the way that it's wired. On March 6, 2023, at 49 years old, and having been a business owner since I was 24, I was diagnosed with ADHD while running this business. And even though I've been in the online arena, the digital streets since 2019, I really decided that coaching and mentorship was really what I wanted to do around 2021. But I could not get my business to where I wanted it to be. And I couldn't understand why. I had owned businesses before. That's one of the advantages of working with me is I've not just only been a coach. I've actually been an entrepreneur who's owned other types of businesses. And so a lot of things I teach apply to many, many different industries when it comes to being a coach or service providers, et cetera. But for some reason, the business as I was trying to build it was not clicking. Now I know why, because enter ADHD diagnosis. Ta-da, right? So I'm sharing this process with you around how I found my signature method, which is hilarious to me because I used to be like, how do people come up with a signature message or a signature program? Well, my signature program is essentially the handful of things that, one, I love to do. I absolutely love to help clients with the most. You get the biggest transformations out of these things, period. But it's actually what you, as an ADHD human, with the way your brain is wired, how to do a lot of the things that you're seeing in the industry to build a business, but in a way that talks to your wiring. And as I have been doing this with different clients and teaching them in this way, I have heard repeatedly what I didn't realize I needed was somebody, a coach who had ADHD also, who just got it. I don't have to explain my brain to them. I don't have to explain why I do things the way they do. And that is something that I am very proud of. And so over these last couple of years of working with directly with ADHD women who especially are late diagnosed, these are the things that I see coming up over and over and over again. And they're the things that I can absolutely help with. And I fucking love helping with. So that is why this is a signature method, right? All of these things that I'm teaching you lead to more self-trust, you trusting yourself and your gut and your instincts even better. Some of these increase your self-esteem inside of your business and out, just in life. One of the things that I talk about is the fact that when you get an ADHD diagnosis, or at least ADHD comes onto your radar and you're like, oh my gosh, like you're undiagnosed, but you are vibing. Okay. When you figure that out, this self-esteem is a side effect. It takes a little time. You may be walking through a little bit of fire at times, especially in the beginning when you first get diagnosed. Some people just go right in and they're so glad they got diagnosed and they move along and they start getting treatment and they start managing their symptoms. But some of us have a dark night of the soul. If you'd like to hear mine in real time, it's episode 59. Where I talk about my diagnosis and what happened thereafter. And you have all of these weird emotions and you're the one who wanted to get diagnosed, but you are still having all these weird feelings. So if you're at that point right now, please know it does get better, way fucking better, like mind-blowingly better. But also, self-esteem is one of the biggest side effects of that, because you no longer feel less than. You understand that certain things you contend with are just traits of your ADHD and that you get to help yourself manage it. And so feeling less than on all of those types of things, that shit changes starting now. Okay. So from one I'm not even going to edit that out. From one force of nature to another, turn the volume up to an 11 and let's get feral. Welcome back to the ADHD Entrepreneur, the podcast for feral as fuck ADHD women who refuse to play by the rules. Fuck the rules. They're arbitrary. They're all made up, etc. My name is Carrie. I am your host. I'm the head bitch in charge around here. That's like my acronym for CEO. But I'm also the chief weirdo of Carry Out Loud. That's my brand. And if you are new here, welcome. I'm so glad that you found the podcast. If this episode speaks to you in some way or has an impact on you in some way, if you could do me a quick favor, leave a 5-star review, leave a couple of sentences letting me know what you got out of it, which of these episodes was your favorite, and also subscribe. And then you can turn on the notifications because that will send you a reminder to come back and listen every Wednesday. What that also does is helps other women like you find the podcast. And that is the goal, to get as many of us to have the support that we need by other women who are like us. So send it to a friend. Now, usually I do different topics each episode, but this is part of a series of 6. So I'm going to go into the next part of talking to your feral funhouse of a brain, and we are going to talk about authority. Now, authority is a trigger word for a lot of us because authority means somebody who's telling you what to do or being authoritarian in some kind of way, and our brains rebel. Oh, authority. Okay, so I'm going to give you a little example. You know, in The Princess Bride, there's that famous quote from Inigo Montoya when he's talking to Vizzini, who frequently uses the word inconceivable, and he's not using that word in the context that it should be used in. And Inigo points out, you keep using that word, but I do not think it means what you think it means. That's what we're going to talk about today. That word authority does not mean what you may think it means in this context. If your asshole clenches up the moment you hear the word authority, this is going to be the reframe that your feral brain is needing to help you step into your authority a lot more. You may already understand this concept and know it, but this is for anyone who doesn't, or whose brain rebels against that, or who says, I'm not an authority. What is that? Who am I to XYZ? Who am I to think I can do this? Imposter syndrome shows up. This is for anybody listening who all of that shit comes up for. We're going to reframe it right now. This is not about standing over other people and telling them what to do, or telling them there is only one way. That's what we rebel against. Being told what to do, being told, oh, this is the only way you can do it. My ex-husband, I'll give you the best example. Okay, wrapping a Christmas present or a gift of any kind, birthday gift, whatever. You're wrapping a gift. My son was wrapping a gift one day, and my ex-husband came in and said, you're wrapping it wrong. And my son looked at him like, what are you talking about? Essentially, my ex-husband was trying to tell my son there's only one way to wrap a present. You and I both know there are a bajillion ways to wrap a present. There are some people who have a specific way they wrap it, and they feel that that is the right way because it is the only way in their brain. But you can put it in a bag. You can wrap it in a paper bag. You can wrap it in wrapping paper. You can wrap it in wrapping paper and put it in a bag. You can do so many different things. You can fold the ends one way. You can fold the ends a different way. You understand what I'm saying here, right? My son just kind of laughed at him like, you're nuts. That's the authoritarian type of authority that sometimes our brain tries to think of when it comes to this. That's not what this is. Being an authority is about standing firm and rooted in your expertise and what you specialize in so that nobody can miss it. They are clear on what you do well, how you do it, and who you love to do it for and with. That's all that authority is. Standing tall in that and speaking in a way that commands the respect of the people who are looking to work with you, not only the respect, but also the trust. And that is how you stop being an option and become their only fucking choice. One of one. You are in Technicolor, everybody else is in grayscale. You are shouting from the rooftops in their face and they see it. Everything else is white noise. That's what we're talking about here. So when you are standing in your authority, meaning you are speaking in absolutes, you are speaking with certainty in a way that they are relating to, but you're in that authority of your specialty. In other words, I know my shit. I know what I'm talking about. You need this help. That's what you're seeking. I offer that help. I can help you. That's what authority means. Authority does not mean screaming louder or yelling or saying things in your content that are shaming or demeaning or rude. Okay, I've probably been rude once or twice, but like out of love, more like frying pan of love, rude, not rude, rude. But shaming people to get them to pay attention, ain't it? Screaming louder is not what this is about. Because like we said in branding, back in the cult brand episode of this series, it's about your energy, putting that energy out, whether it's soft, mellow, rooted and grounded, or it's me, bold, fun, feral, like I am, loud, mouthed, unabashedly, unfiltered. Doesn't matter what that is. It isn't about screaming that in a way that does not feel good to other people. Authority is having conviction in what you do, having lived experience, so that you know that you actually can help them. And clear positioning in your business. And positioning means who you want to help, the price point you want to help them at, the type of thing you want to do, and how they can see you so that you are clear and clearly for them. Are you purposefully choosing to price your price points more like a target price point, or an Hermes or Louis Vuitton? None of those are wrong. It has to do with your money values and who you want to serve at what price point. That is part of clear positioning. Straight up, part of clear positioning. None of it's wrong. It's just really knowing the energy of the type of person you want to work with and their personality, your personality, etc. If you're doing something more in mass, like you are a digital product creator and you have a larger audience and you're doing something that is going to more people at a lower price point, that is clear positioning. If you are a high ticket coach or mid to high ticket coach and you're very high touch and you like being all up in people's businesses with them and having your eyeballs directly on it, or for strategy, or to help them with workflows behind the scenes, whatever that is, that higher price point, that is positioning. I had a mentor of mine tell the best fucking story, and it is going in this program, and I'm going to tell it to you here. Grey Goose Vodka decided on their positioning before they ever released a single bottle. They wanted to be a high price point, very elite vodka. And the highest price of vodka at the time was like $15. And it was hardly being touched. It was not being sold well. Grey Goose came in and said, well, we want to be a higher level brand. We want our vodka to come from France. They did not have places that made vodka in France. So they had to create that. They had to create a place, a distillery, to do that. They charged double the highest priced vodka at the time that was not selling off the shelves, because they literally, in alcohol terms, they wanted to make a top shelf vodka. Their positioning was the higher price point, the fact that it was made in France, and that they were marketing and selling specifically to a specific type of person. I hope that helps you understand positioning. If that isn't something that's clear for you, you may already understand positioning, but in case you don't, hopefully that helps, because that really gives you a clear idea of, they knew the marketplace they wanted to be in out of the gate, and they set it up the whole entire way. Their vodka flew off the fucking shelves. Okay. So they knew their marketplace. They knew what they needed to make it an elevated brand. They knew what they were doing with their price point. That's the power of positioning. So you get to choose your positioning, but that is absolutely part of your authority. When it comes to lived experience, a lot of people like to use the word embodied. You have been in the experience. You've lived it. You haven't just read it in a book. I'm a coach to people who own businesses because I've owned other businesses before that had nothing to do with coaching. I mentored other people within it in my real estate practice, because I had women coming to me after I'd been in real estate for a couple of years going, can you mentor me and tell me like how the fuck you're doing what you're doing? And I did. So that mentorship and coaching came very early in my career, and I fucking love it. Hence why I do it now. But I've owned 2 other businesses that I built organically from scratch, not online, like literally from scratch. So I'm scrappy, motherfucker. Very, very scrappy. But I've lived it. I haven't just read it in a book. Now, have I gotten coaching and read different marketing and sales books and been in different rooms with people who are at 50, 100 to 1,000 levels ahead of me to learn and to become a better coach and become a better mentor? You fucking better believe it, because how am I going to sell this to you? How am I going to sell coaching services to you if I'm not willing to be coached myself and be coachable? And if I'm not willing to elevate the way that I do things and refine my practice, how the fuck would you trust me? You wouldn't want to trust me. I'm not doing anything to better myself or better my skills. So I've lived it. I am worth my price point. My services, my transformations are highly worth what it costs to invest with me. Not a second mortgage, but it definitely is an investment. But that's because of all of that experience. The second part is owning your energetics, owning your energy. You know you are the real fucking deal, even on the days you doubt yourself. Even on your hardest fucking days when you're like, why am I doing this? I'm going to burn this shit to the fucking ground. My joke is, girl, you need a nap and a snack. If you don't have any client work left for the day, you need to close the fucking laptop, take a pause, take a breather, go have some cheese. Seriously, take a moment. Have a potato day the rest of your day. Watch some fucking TV that's mindless. Go do something. Let it go. Take a breath. Take a beat on those days that you doubt yourself. But you still know you're the real fucking deal. You are going to wake up and have 5 different ideas on the way to solve whatever issue we're having or whatever frustration you were feeling is going to be, it's going to be gone with the wind. Because we're ADHD people. Oftentimes we need to move our body, get into the sunshine, have a snack, take a breather, or move. Did I already say move our body? Oh, take a nap, sleep. Those are usually the things that are lacking, especially if we've been in hyper-focus mode for any length of time. If you've been working on a program and putting all of your energy and effort into that, and you're like, why am I so tired? You know exactly why you're tired. But you still know you're the real deal on days you doubt yourself. Back to the positioning. You aren't one of many. You're the only choice for your people. And positioning is what makes you a standout. That means in your messaging, in everything you do, you are speaking directly to who you are for. And that includes your energy, your shared values, your hyperfixations, all of those things. I shared this a couple weeks back in another episode where I talked about my unique proposition, my positioning. But for me, the things that I put out there are that I help late diagnosed women who have ADHD or who are undiagnosed but vibing. I have 25 years of experience in business. I already talked about the fact that I had other businesses before I became a coach and a strategist. And I have lived experience in other industries, and I'm a fucking idea factory. And when my ADHD brain comes together with your ADHD brain, we fuck some shit up because I understand you. I know when to push. I know when to pull back. I can read body language. I know when something is feeling a little more tense from you, if something's feeling a little bit more free for you, reading microfacial expressions, really understanding when to be able to give you that frying pan of love, when to not, or ask you if you need a moment. I read that shit like crazy. Because I know my people. ADHD, I'm very good at picking up on patterns. And when I've been working with a client long enough, that even gets better, because once I know you, your business, how you work, those type of things, that just makes it better. So I want you to really think about your positioning, and I'm going to get into that in just a second, and making sure, please, that you are creating your pricing based on your pricing values and your skill set. Your skills. You got mad skills, girl. That's your pricing. It has nothing to do with your self-worth. I don't know where I shared this last, but one of my favorites, Andy Grammer, he has a song called "We Need a New Money" or something like that. And he's like, it talks about the fact that we are not the value of what we get paid. Has nothing to do with our value. So just understand that when it comes to your pricing, and your positioning, you're pricing those skill sets, your lived experience, your expertise, your specialty, the transformations you provide to your people. So here's what I'm going to send you away with today. What transformation or experience that you have had do you already walk the walk? Example, I, 2 years ago, couldn't get my business to be where I wanted it to be or receive my ADHD diagnosis. I got curious. I figured out what parts of my ADHD were challenging and what parts were the upsides. I made sure that I have support for the challenges, and I made sure to really, really hone in on the upsides. And I have simplified the shit out of my business. So I have 3 client facing days and a CEO day. And I have a schedule that happened because I did all of those things. That is a transformation that I embody because it happened to me. It happened to me. It's real. It's a thing that happened in my life. That's a transformation that I am embodying. The experience that I'm embodying is the fact that I have the amount of time in that I have and the owning of different business. You see what I'm saying here? I know I don't want to keep repeating the same phrases over and over again, like I'm trying to, tell you, look how awesome I am. It's really examples so that you can figure out your own. So, what experience in your history do you already embody that you may have some imposter syndrome around, but you know it to be true? Way deep down, you know you're good at X and Y and Z because you have a history that you know you're good at those things. Next, one place. Pick one place. You can show up in your authority more clearly this week. Knowing that authority means you are certain, you are showing up with certainty. You know your shit. It doesn't have to feel braggadocious. It just gets to be, I know that I have helped X client and Z client and D client and F client with this specific transformation. And I know that I have the road to help you do it too. That's showing more authority. Or putting out a bold piece of content where you stand in that authority because you know that it's going to help somebody. This is where the rubber meets the road. Please still love me. Share one bold, real as fuck take on something either in your industry or that you believe that may be counter to what you're seeing everywhere that you have been not saying. What are you not saying? Do you have a piece of content saved to drafts that you're like, I really want to send that out, but you didn't send it? Do you have a thought about your business or your industry or something that applies to your authority that is counter to other people or to the majority? Share it. Because I promised you, one, it's not to the majority. You just think it is. And two, what kind of wolf howl that is to your clients, you will not even believe. Your future fuck yes clients will be like, oh my God, thank God somebody said it. I promise you that shit happens. So just like I do in my coaching, I'm going to double dog dare you. That is actually a coaching technique. Double dog dare you to take that thought or that thing that you've been wanting to say and say it. Put it in a piece of content. You can be like, unpopular opinion, which is used a lot, but you can be like, this may ruffle some feathers. This may shake some shit up. You can say it however you want to, but be real about something you think about and you want to post, but you don't. Post it. And if you do, please tag me in it. Please tag me in it at Carry Out Loud, please. I want to give you a fucking hooray and celebrate it. I'd love that shit. Absolutely love it. And with that, I'm going to end today's episode. If you loved it, send it to a friend, subscribe, give a 5-star review. I already told you that. Send me a note by carrier pigeon, drop into my DMs. I know I have a microphone in front of me, but you and I are both just human beings, and I would love to hear what you got out of this episode. I am a connection queen. I love being a super connector. I love hearing from you. Please drop me a message if there was anything in here that really spoke to you. So until next week, I see you. I love you. I'm fucking rooting for you always. And so please stay feral. I'll see you next time. Bye. Oh, hey, you're still here. Thank you for listening all the way to the end. Be sure to check out the show notes for all the ways to follow me. And of course, my goal is to find and help as many women with ADHD get away from the 9-to-5 grind, because it's just not designed for our neurospicy brilliance, and there are other ways to do life. So by subscribing, sharing, and giving a 5-star review, it helps other women find this podcast as well. And if there's an episode you really love, please feel free to take a screenshot and share it on your social and tag me in it so that I can thank you personally. Until next time, you spicy brained unicorn. Bye.